It was one of the most joyous moments in all of Jewish history. The Torah in Parshat Shmini tells us, "Vateitze eish milifnei Hashem v'tochal al mizbech et ha'olav et ha'chalavim vayar kol ha'am vayaronu vayiplu al pneihem." The Jewish people have here constructed the Mishkan in a painstaking manner. They have fixed that which they had torn asunder in their relationship with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, owing to Chet HaEgel, the sin of the golden calf, and the sign that their connection was reestablished was in the form of fire that came down from Shemaim and consumed that which was on the Mizbech, on the altar. And they all fall down and bow down to Hashem in a moment of great adoration and, of course, great acceptance and submission to His will. But before they do that, there's an extra word there, Vayaronu. Vayaronu means they sang. But nobody tells us what they sang. Says the Sfat Emet, Aval hi hashira rishona shepatchu b'nei Yisrael b'kriyat Yamsuf. They sang the song of the sea. They sang the song that they had first sung. It was the only song they all knew together. They had just sung it al Pi Ruach HaKodesh a year earlier, or thereabouts. Now it was a year hence. It was Rosh Chodesh Nisan of the beginning of what would be called the second year in the Midbar. And on that very day, they burst out in song to sing the exact song that they had sung a year earlier at a moment of great deliverance. Says the Sfat Emet, quoting from Chazal, because after all, the Kriyat Yamsuf, the Shira, Shirat Hayam, Shahaita Shira Lidorot, is a song for all generations, not just for the moment when it happened, but for all generations hence. Va'yidei hachet, but owing to the sin, meaning the sin of the golden calf, Nifsak Mehem Hashira, the song was interrupted. Their capacity to collectively join together to connect to Hashem was itself in a moment of impairment or of disconnect. But by fixing it, Ata, now, Chazru Lebechinat Hashira, they came back to be in the manner of song. And therefore, they could join together to sing this glorious song. Now, what did that mean? Okay, it's easy for the Sfat Emet to choose that song. It's the only song they knew. But there seems to be something here about the idea that the Shirat Hayam is really two songs in one. The Gemara basically says this in Masechet Rosh Hashanah Daf Lamed Aleph. It's pointed out to me recently by Rav Benny Lehman from Yeshivat Har Etzion, where he noted the first half is about the past. It's the first 10 psukim. Az Yashir Moshe V'nei Yisrael ends with the words Maim Adirim. That's the first half. The second half begins with the words that we know so well from davening, from tefillah every single day. Michamocha be'elim Hashem, mikamocha nedar b'kodesh, and that second song ends with the words Hashem yimloch le'olam va'ed. If the first half, Az Yashir Moshe, is about describing a glorious past, about celebration and thanksgiving to Hashem for saving us, the second half is about a sense of awe, but also a sense of confidence about the future that has not yet happened, that culminates in Tivi'ema v'tite'ema b'har nachalatcha, that you shall bring us and implant us on the mountain of your heritage, etc. Mikdash Hashem koni yadecha, the temple of Hashem was already made, as it were, by your hands, Hashem. And then culminating in Hashem yimloch olam v'ed, a great statement and declaration of Kabbalat Ol Malchut Shamayim, Hashem, you reign forever and ever. It seems that the Jewish people, like us today, the Jewish people in the Midbar, appreciated at the moment of Hakamat HaMishkan, Chanukat HaMishkan, dedication of the Mishkan, that maybe their journey to Eretz Yisrael, their journey to build a Beit HaMikdash in Yerushalayim, was going to take a little longer than they had previously thought. And so what did they reach for? That they had readily available in their mind's eye the sense of continuum. That just as at Shirat Hayam, they had a feeling that even though there was still a road ahead, they had come through a certain tumultuous period, as I spoke about at great length for the Shabbat Hagadol Drasha this year. You're still welcome to see it. It's indexed online. Making a Seder to confront chaos. It was all about Shirat Hayam and standing at Yam Suf on a daily basis, let alone an annual basis. The people then could then say, we'll take that challenge, and we know we've gotten through it. We'll make it through the next challenge. We'll do it together with Hashem's help. And when they saw that fire come down from Shemayim, and they realized, oh, the sign here, Hashem truly will be with us as we move forward through this wilderness, then they sang. And then they bowed down to Hashem. It turns out that this Pesach was, after all, not the time of Biat Goel Tzedek, the arrival of Mashiach Tzidkenu. Maybe the road will be a little longer till Mashiach arrives, a little longer until we get out of this wilderness. But even though the Jewish people were here delayed in the Midbar, this is before it was going to be a 40-year delay. This was already a year delay or thereabouts from the time, or almost a year delay from when they thought they were going to be in the land of Israel. It was only a matter of about 2 weeks journey thereabouts from Mitzrayim up to Eretz Canaan. We've all seen the map, but now it was taking a little longer. And yet they could celebrate the temporary transitional vehicle called the Mishkan. That was a repository of an opportunity to have a relationship with Hashem in a space that they built for him. Isn't that what our Beit Knesset is about? Isn't that why we call it halachically a mikdash ma'at? That's what Or Torah and shuls like it are meant to be about, friends. It's a way station on the way to Eretz Yisrael, on the way to the binyan of the Beit HaMikdash, B'Yerushalayim Yir HaKodesh B'Meher B'Yameinu. But it reminds us that Hashem is with us through that journey. Now we've temporarily withdrawn from our Heichal, and it turns out it's going to be a little bit of a longer journey to get back to our Mikdash Ma'at, our sanctuary and our miniature temple, to our Beit Knesset. So let me ask you, please, as Pesach is receding in the rearview mirror, we're going into the first Shabbos after Pesach, after the 7 days of Pesach, the 7 days of preparation of the Kohanim, we go into Yom HaShmini, to an 8th day, to a new phase. So what songs do you take from Pesach? What songs did you sing at your Seder? Maybe it was just you and Hashem this year at the Seder. Maybe it was you and one other person, a spouse or a good friend or a first-degree relative or someone else. Maybe it was a bit of a larger family. What songs do you take with you? What songs will we carry with us into the wilderness ahead? Hopefully among them will be the Shirat Hayam and songs like it that place us as part of the continuum of Jewish history, from a glorious past, but also looking forward to a glorious future. Yehi Ratzon, we should be worthy of that call. Be like the Jewish people in Parshat Shmini, Vayaronu vayiplu al pneihem, who could find great joy in recognizing that in their own space they had a relationship now with Hashem in their midst. And that led them not only to be joyous, but to redouble their efforts to be committed to him and to his service. Wishing everyone Shabbat Shalom.